All right, warriors. 5 seconds. Let's do a breathing exercise. Just real quick, 5 seconds. Ain't gonna take long. Look, what we're gonna do is just interject with a little brain fart, something different than all the other channels for this exercise, okay? Let's make it different, okay? Serve it up. Regarnish a turd. Some shit you're gonna already know. So it holds true that, hey, at least you're talking to somebody who can't make this shit up. Because, look, sometimes you got to get your medicine raw from somebody who's been through it, but isn't blowing air up their own ass because they're so overeducated, they just want to hear themselves talk. Or they're trying to sell you something. Warriors, you've been through enough bullshit and this mind fuck dealing with narcissists that it's time just to keep it 100. It's time for you to just hear it from somebody on the level. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a badass walk on the beach. Let's do this breathing exercise so that when you're provoked, maybe you remember this conversation and how delicious it sounded because it was garnished differently. And you finally opened your mind up enough to stop, not me, not me, that don't apply to me, and realize it's time for a lifestyle change. It's difficult for the old you to go away. It's just as much an ego death on your part. We just call it dark night of the soul. This is what narcissists are cat clawing to maintain. You, in turn, had to go through this, to go through the feels in the hands of a narcissist. Thankfully, they weren't able to lay down the kiss of death on your life, and you were able to learn the lesson. Gravitate toward this, understanding that the narcissist will continue existing without that kind of shame. They don't have that self-conviction. It's why they don't like the fact that I'm providing these shortcuts for you, because you're supposed to hand over your vulnerable ass selves over to other narcissists to keep you hung up in this vicious loop. 5 seconds. Let's take a badass walk on that beach, man. Y'all ready for it? I said, is y'all ready for this? Release slowly. All right. Shake that shit off, y'all. Shake it off. Look, we know this much. Reverse narcology is simple. Apply a mirror image of what it is that you're being provoked with. Turning the tables ever so softly, though, so as not to instigate, but allow the narcissist to believe in their futile ass mind, I see what you're doing. By doing this, look, narcissists, we already know that they believe by hurting themselves or hurting you. By hurting themselves or hurting themselves. You just later realize you were a spectator to the clown chakra you activated in the narcissist. That's when they believe they're more intelligent narcissists with strategy, because they've known all along that was going to sidestep you. You just caught on a little too quick, that's all. Or this time, you didn't fall for it. Understanding the narcissist playbook, though, knowing that they believe by hurting themselves or hurting you, for example, stacking up a body count. See, all y'all thinking about is the nasty. The nasty. Oh, it gets more nastier than that. Think about the reality. Are you listening? Come in closer, because I can't come in closer no more. This is the reality. Just like you got hung up with them, and you had to endure through a bunch of bullshit, hoovering, gang stalking, smearing, gaslighting, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That stick of dynamite. Can you imagine how many run-ins they got with their own kind that they get entangled with? All at the same time overlapping? Oh, because they can't get no satisfaction for that booty. That's their addiction. The first time, many times. And sometimes when they rack up enough bills, they go and seek out a payout. That's how some of y'all got introduced to narcissists. They're looking for the bag. You're just the next stepping stone. Passing through. You should have known better. That's how they see it. Look, they're going to be throwing shit like this at you also. Because they're real fast in relationships. They want to close a deal quick. You're going to hear crap like, you promised to love me for all my imperfections. Or, thank you for loving me. You're the only one that knows me like that. How about this? I gave up everything for you. I sacrificed everything for you. It's not fair. They don't offer you explanations for it. They just think it's not fair because you make lifing and adulting and being responsible and accountable look so damn easy. Can I get an amen? Y'all, I don't know how many pineapples you need to be like delicious, because you're supposed to taste delicious. But I'm close. Between these and the mango juice, you ain't even got to put me in the oven. Delicious. Look, think about this too. I thought about it some. All these nursery rhymes, all these fairy tales. Think about the vampire, right? Evil, dressed like a normal person, hates its own reflection, cannot come into your threshold unless invited. Think about witches, warlocks. Think about jinns, right? Different cultures had evil in a story. Think about why they had to create the werewolf, right? Remember the werewolf? Werewolf would turn evil one day, usually at night. Liquid confidence. The werewolf comes out, starts beating on the ones it loves, and then wakes up with its clothes all tethered up, going, damn, I did all that. I wasn't myself. But they have the memory of what they done. Warriors, it was because of the tyranny that existed in society back then, but the need by empathic warriors to tell the story to future generations while under duress. The messages were hidden in poetry, fairy tale, on tablet, on stones. Warriors, heed the warning and understand that at the end of it all, unless the narcissist actually, the end game, ending your life, comes through, if that doesn't happen, even the naivest of empaths wins. Because eventually the narcissist gets bored with them. I've seen it. I've seen narcissists have their phones bombarded by someone who's trauma bonded, and they just turn their eyes up like, oh man, ignoring them for days and days and days. They get bored. The monotony of someone that's at their beck and call all the time. You see, they have their own stalkers. They accumulate them in time. Most of you had to find out about narcissists defending yourself against the very people you shouldn't have had to defend yourself against. Some of you, it was a whole network, an army on both sides of the family that ganged up on you. Each having their own motive, but each finally figuring out they had a common enemy or an inner hatred of what comes natural to you, which is eating, breathing, chewing bubble gum, and communicating. Not having a history of fucking up in life and using your life experience and upbringing as a crutch for where you're at now. See, when you take ownership and responsibility, even for your shortcomings, you can express them openly and they can never be used against you. Because you'll share them gladly from the victory. Warriors, stop what the fuck you're doing. Look at me. This is a tip. Start using all the apps that you're interested in using that you just can't get rid of because you're addicted and you got an addiction. To keep yourself from being harassed, gang stalked, or cyberbullied, or having anyone being privy to your information, your private information on your phone, and or being able to track you freely, activate your camera and voice. Only use the apps that you're interested in using just in time. Just in time. JIT. JIT. When you use apps for just in time, this is what I mean. If you have an app, for example, I recommended the Android or Apple app for tracking the Apple AirTag. When you download it, scan your area of concern, and if it hits negative, then be satisfied and then delete the app. Don't leave it active. Because you give every app so many permissions that I dare say neither one of y'all have ever read it. Nay, stop lying. Stop your lying. So if you delete it, you have a certain level of limiting your own risk. Start taking charge of your fucking lives intelligently. Look at me and smile. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel more gooderist to share some realist shit? Simple crap, man. And think about this. How much fucking faster is your phone gonna run without all that damn clutter? And how much less distractions do you have dinging notifications of ignorant shit? How many times were y'all made aware that Amber Turd dropped a turd? It's just wasteful. Ain't nobody need that kind of news repetitive. Now look, all I'm trying to do is this. In this awareness, I'm trying to get you to recognize how badass you are and how badass your walk-away game is again. I just need you to believe in that again. You were there. Don't be bullshitting. You had the game going. Somebody just kicked the chair out from under you. You landed on your ass a little. Shake it off. Your cutoff game needs to be worked on so that you have time to smell the shit before it tells you its name. Gonna get a what? Your boot camp taught you a lot, warriors. Stop ignoring the obvious. This is why you go in chaos and fuck us and fuck us and fuck us till you end up waking up and focus. And you'll never miss the details again. Now do you get it? Oh, I know you do. No shit, remember JIT. Just in time. And if you want to impress people, from now on, your commodes and your bidets in the UK, they got bidets in the UK. That shit splattered. It's like a upside down waterfall on your ass. If y'all ain't never tried it, it might be addictive for some of y'all, I'm just saying. But look, name it Jim. So you can continue to impress everybody and let them know. Without hesitations now. Y'all know something? I've been feeling better every morning I visit the gym. Oh, just say, look at the muscles. Thank y'all, warriors. Thank y'all for helping and being a part of the healing process in those remarks. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the support. And look, I really threw it out there this time. You hear me? For some of y'all that's, you know what I'm saying, blessed, I threw me a heck of a wish on the Chico Amazon wish list. Y'all need to go back and visit that. Tell me what you thinks. Electric surfboard. What? That would be the shit. Are you kidding me? That it'd be different. It's gonna be different. It would change my life. Change my life. But nonetheless, it is a wish. It's never goodbye. It's always until next time. Namaste, warriors.
The wastelands through the highways and on. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see